Hi, I'm Bill, the knee pain guru, the best in the world at eliminating knee pain without drug shots or surgery. And welcome to the Knees for Life Inner Circle. We have our next broadcast. We got lots of questions today. It was really cool. We've had some really great successes over this past week. I want to tell you a little bit about that. I've been working with David in Tokyo. That's been really amazing. He was having pressure in his MCL, early onset arthritis, limitation in his movement. He loves playing soccer and volleyball. So he was having a lot of challenges in terms of how his knee was performing, how his knee was doing. And we were able to address that this week. Let's see. I've also been working with Chris. Chris is actually local here in Asheville. And Chris had a lot going on with his body. It wasn't only his knees. So we've been addressing a lot of the stuff in his neck and his upper back and his hips, dealing with sleep. Came down with a cold the other day, really helped him with that. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that as well. And we have quite a few questions here that I want to get through. But I want to share with you some of the victories we had. We had a Sophie Felton. She was 28, and she was doing the rotation stretch. This is located in the virtual clinic. And she partially dislocated her kneecap, and the rotation stretch was very helpful with the pain. So that's always awesome to hear. We had Paula, 35, and she said, I'm nearly afraid to do this because the pain that she's feeling is as though my leg was twisted. And Paula, this is a really important point in terms of when you work with the passive stretches, specifically the passive stretches, the passive stretches are designed to mirror the pattern that's going on in the knee, as well as in the rest of the body. And when you twist it, it's going to take the tension off of what's going on in the knee. So in actuality, it feels like you're not doing anything. So if it feels like you're twisting the knee and it's causing the leg to feel twisted, you probably want to go the other way so it feels comfortable. So you're eliminating what is going on. Let's see, I got a question from Frank Tracy. And Frank is 53. In 1976, I pulled ligaments in my knee. The only thing I have found that has helped the pain are leg extensions to strengthen the muscles and prevent most of the pain in the first place. And Frank, that's absolutely a good solution or a good approach. However, my concern is that by strengthening the muscles in the legs, if you already have a dysfunctional tension pattern that's going on, that's causing the knee to give you problems, if we go ahead and just strengthen the muscles in there, we're not re-educating the pathways that are creating the dysfunctional pattern. If we take the body to comfort and we allow the nervous system to reorganize around comfort, what happens is we give the body the opportunity to rewire that neurology. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s have that mentality of just strengthening the muscles in the legs. And when they strengthen the muscles in the legs, it causes that the joint to wear. It's essentially a pattern that it really isn't working, and so many people are lining up for knee replacement surgeries. So I think we need a different approach, something that's outside of our awareness, outside of what we know and what we understand. And when we come from that different approach, we have an opportunity for the result to be very different. So that's something that I would consider and look at, definitely. Let's see, got a question here from Karen. I have arthritis in both knees. If I stand or walk for any length of time, my knees are stiff and very sore for several days. I have difficulty walking downstairs, and on days that I am on my feet long and going upstairs is also painful. I'm training for a new position and cannot meet the time frames listed for your one-on-one consultation. Been drinking a gallon of water a day for a week now and do see some improvement in other areas, but not the knees yet. I have also been doing the 4 pressure points at least once per day and usually twice a day. Well, Karen, there is lots of options of what you can do based on what you're saying. There's some things in the virtual clinic that I could point you towards. Let's see. Let me look at your questions again. Stand or walk for any length of time. My knees are stiff and very sore for several days. Arthritis in both knees. So this is what I would point you towards in the virtual clinic. Let me see. Be in there in just a second. So your question brings up a really interesting point, and this is about the tension pattern that's going on in the knees. If it hurts when we stand, that means compression of the knee joint is going to be compression of the knee joint is going to be painful. So that means in order to find comfort, we got to take the knee joint in extension. And this was when I was working with clients, back when I was seeing clients one-on-one in person. What we would do is, especially if we were working on their neck and they had a case of whiplash, my question to them would be, did you see the car coming that hit you or not? Because if they saw the car coming, then they kind of bear down on their neck. So the tension pattern was in compression. Whereas if they didn't see the car coming, the head whipped back and then the neck tightened up. So the tension pattern was an extension. When the nervous system grabbed, it was an extension. So this is same thing is going on with your knees. And so I want to give you the specific videos in the virtual clinic that are going to help you out. And computers running slow. So we will get there in just a second. Technology is great until it doesn't work. Okay, so Karen, here's the deal. Go into the virtual clinic, the stretching lounge, the passive stretching section, watch the intro video, and I want you to do module 1A, which is a straight leg rotation. I also want you to do module 2, which is difficulty with stairs. That's going to help you. Let me read a little bit more what what you got going on. Still for several days. Well, difficulty downstairs. Training for a new position. I've been drinking a gallon of water a day. See some improvement. Okay. So continue doing those 4 pressure points if they are getting a knee to feel better. But I would do right now, watch the intro video in the passive stretching section. 1A, the straight leg rotation. Module 2, difficulty with stairs. And then I'd also work with module, let's see. Module 21, the meniscus stretch. Module 22, the lower back stretch. And module 23, the hips. I would work with those and see how that begins to change what you have going on in your knees. Work with module 22 and 23 about 10 to 15 minutes before getting out of bed in the morning and 10 to 15 minutes before going to sleep. Module 21 and 2 and 1A would be what I would work with 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. If it still feels comfortable, continue doing it throughout the day. So Karen, that's would be what I'd work with. Let's see. Next question is from James Smith. I have damage in my knees from years of installing floors. They both sound like twigs breaking when I squat, but if I don't twist my right knee until it pops, it feels like it builds pressure. Yeah, James, I hear you. I would look at similar things that I was talking to Karen about. I'd get into the passive stretching section, virtual clinic, stretching lounge, passive stretching section. Watch the intro video. I would do the 1B, which is the knee kneeling rotation. Module 2, which is difficulty with stairs. Module 4, let's see, what is it, 40? Module 40 for the meniscus stretch. I think that's going to help you out, as well as modules 22 and 23 for your lower back and your hips. That's going to address what you have going on. And let's see how that changes. That's the best thing to do, is work with that over the next week, and then let's see how that changes. Cake Master, this was a question. Let's see. It was on how to break down scar tissue. I'm not going to say this is a load of rubbish. Instead, I will ask, what is the source of your information you're giving us? Yeah, it's from my own personal experience. It works. It works with the clients that I work with, the clients that follow the information. I think that's the best source of information, is your own body, your own nervous system. That's going to give you the indication. And most of the time we don't trust in that. So we start trusting in that, understand the questions, or not the questions, the cues that the nervous system is giving us, and we can get more connected with that and then get the results, because we can't think our way out of pain. Like the source of information is not going to be outside of us. It's going to be inside of us. And we can't think our way out of pain. We have to feel our way out of pain. That's a big difference in my approach, in my program, because it gets results. It's directly related to how a person is able to connect with that part of themselves that feels where the pain is and consciously moves to the places where it's not. So, yeah, go ahead. You got to try it and see what happens. Let's see. Name the Anhart. It was a question on how to break down scar tissue. Will this improve patella tendonitis or tendinosis? A patella tendonitis or tendinosis. I've had patella problems and have been suspected having dead scar tissue build up in the area until it forms some kind of bony lump. If it's patella tendonitis or tendinosis, I don't think it's really going to work. It's a different pattern that's going on, and if it's painful, it's not necessarily going to get you that place the fastest. We got to look at the tension patterns that are going on in the knee, in the leg, in the ankle, in the hip, in the foot. That's what's going to really address the tendonitis or tendinosis and move from there. Okay, question from Sue. Been practicing. I've known Sue for years, and we work on a lot more than just the knees because she has stuff with her neck and shoulders and jaw and all of that. She's saying now she plays the harp a lot. She's developed a trigger finger on the third finger from my right hand. Needless to say, this is not good when I'm trying to play the harp. I've been doing the normal exercises on each joint of that finger, but I'm wondering, is there more she can do? And now the right wrist and thumb are beginning to hurt too. I suspect the problem may go all the way back to the shoulders. Yes, absolutely. Sue, what I would do is work on each joint. Like you work all the way up. You work on the fingers, each joint with the fingers, work into the hand, work into the wrist, work into the elbow, work into the shoulder. I think I have some of them in the virtual clinic. Let's see that you can work with. I do. I have module 46, module 47, module 46, and module 47. So you're working with the base of the thumb. You're working with the wrists. You work with the elbows and the shoulders in a very similar way. So go ahead and give that a shot, and we can go from there. Okay, Wayne Bishop says, for me, it's in the bottom of the patella. This is addressing kneecap pain. Bottom of the patella or the kneecap, and it hurts if I just touch it. So what I would work with in the passive stretching section, so that's virtual clinic, stretching lounge, passive stretching section, I would go and work with watch the intro video and watch module 8 for the kneecaps and module 8B for the patella pull. I think you're going to be able to work around the kneecap there where it's sensitive, where it's sore. And by doing that, you're going to get a higher leverage in terms of addressing what's going on in that patella. Okay, got a question from Patrick. Need some help with knee pain and discomfort. I recently had arthroscopic knee surgery on the right knee in mid-September. I'm experiencing a lot of scar tissue in the knee, which doesn't allow me to get full extension at all. It seems like it is blocked. It also looks swollen because of scar tissue. I feel the discomfort behind my knee as well. Patrick, I just did an entire webinar on scar tissue. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that link to that webinar in the reply here. So I think that's going to be really helpful for you because scar tissue can be really challenging. Okay. Question from Alex. Completely ruptured ACL in July of 2014, also tore meniscus, had ACL reconstruction, had the meniscus repaired in November of 2014. My surgeon also said that my meniscus was also not repairable. not really sure what that means. And he said it could give out again at any time. I ended up being in a brace and on crutches for 8.5 weeks. Since being out of the brace, I've not been able to straighten my leg. If I am laying down, I can straighten it. I can't straighten it completely, but I think it's improving. When I stand, though, and I cannot straighten my leg at all, it feels stuck. I don't understand why I can straighten the leg out lying down, but can't standing up. Also, when I'm lying down and do straighten my leg, I can have it straight for long periods of time. I usually only last a few minutes at the moment. Okay. Alex, here's the deal. The surgeon said the meniscus was almost not repairable. Sometimes we can really mash the meniscus pretty severely where it's kind of like I've heard of it, spoken with doctors and with people that have worked with doctors. That like the meniscus almost looks like crab meat. It's so mashed, like the body has no resources available. You know, the diet's poor. There's not enough water. The pressure is on the joint continuously, and what ends up happening is it creates this condition where it mashes the meniscus. So it makes it not repairable. It makes it there's not a lot they can do. So that's when it's important. We got to set up the conditions in the body so the body can heal the knee. Okay, the challenge with not being able to straighten the knee when you're standing, but you can straighten it more when you're lying down. This is a function of the tension pattern. This is like neurological wiring that's happening. When the body's standing up, there's a way different tension pattern than when it's just lying down. So, of course, we're going to have a different pattern going on. You know, there's gravity, there's other patterns that the body needs to balance itself that isn't apparent when you're lying down. The key is to work with the specific stretches that are going to address what's going on. Now, where I would point you in the direction is going into the stretching lounge, the passive stretching section, and I would look at Module 1, the passive stretching rotation. Module 2, difficulty with stairs. And Module 22, passive stretching for the lower back. And that's going to help with that pattern that's going on. I would also do with that same hip, Module 23, the passive stretching hips with the tent. So what's going to happen is that's going to begin to mirror the pattern that's going on in the knees or in the mirror what's going on in the knees. You know, when you're standing, it's bent. You can't straighten it out. When you're lying down, you think it's getting better. This is going to help relax that pattern while you're lying down. So now when you go to stand up, it's the pattern isn't going to be so tight. It's going to help support the process of your body healing. So that is something to like look into, take into consideration. And, you know, definitely let me know how that works out for you. Okay. So that is the end of the questions. Let's see if we got anybody. Check on something here. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. So it's kind of a short one, but we got a lot done. The next Knees for Life Inner Circle is going to be let's see, the Thursday, March 5th at 2 p.m. And that is going to be the next Knees for Life Inner Circle. So thank you so much for showing up. There is the ability to sign up for, let's see. Yes, that's it. We're going to wrap up the Knees for Life Inner Circle for this week. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share my gifts. I'm really good at getting people out of knee pain. I'd encourage you to go to the website, thekneepainguru.com, get involved, join the conversation, be part of the Knees for Life Inner Circle, as well as, see which type of program is a fit for you and how I can help you out the best I can. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.